alike. So I make a virtual try on and try to make everyone to see how the apparel present on your body, and then it'll ask you a few questions whether you should buy it or not. And then
Mhm.
after that, yeah, you will have like a various styles in your fitting room, and they will give you an advice. I think the engine will give you an advice whether you should go try or not. So that will save your time and also help the retailers to reduce the return rate. So that's basically the product we are
Got it.
going to prepare. Yeah.
Got it. At what stage is the product right now, and do you have any kind of challenges already in mind or anything that you would want to address, or you're looking for feedback as of now?
It's because I joined this because I see there is a very vibrant community in Dora, and
Yeah.
I really want to get the feedback of my first 50 users and to see whether this tool will help them or not. So that's basically the uh, that's basically the intention I would like to get. Uh, do you know how can I just amplify the voices within the Dora community?
I think someone from Dora would be able to address that. So I'd let them take the question. But coming back to the product that you are building, it definitely sounds very interesting. And to just follow up and ask you, which region are you planning to, or you've already built this for? Is it for a particular continent? Who are your users? Where are they based out of? What are the demographics? Any insights there?
Actually, it's my insight. It starts with me, because that I because I clean my closet every year, and I found there are some clothes I just buy it once and I never wear it. So I just put it in the secondhand market. So I thought about this. When I encountered this problem, I thought about, what if I have a tool that can help me to make a better decision to hold my impulse purchase. Then I won't buy that much, and then I won't create some waste. I won't create the waste. So it's more of a decision making tool to help you save money, save time, and make the real purchase that you can keep in your closet for a while, not just wear once.
No, that makes complete sense. What I'm trying to understand it before even talking about the great stuff, of course, that you can already imagine your product to be doing, it might be more useful to understand what kind of addressable market you are trying to tap into, which is why I asked. Let's say if you say I'm trying to build it for myself, so do you see any other type of, do you see a community that will identify with this user base? And I already see your app to be a solution in several marketplaces or probably in stores as well. But let's take a step back and understand. I mean, it always helps to put some time and effort into discovering the problems, as well as that is one of the biggest gaps where products tend to fail, which is why I think it could be useful for your product or you guys to start with how the size of the market that you deem there to be, and then to really clearly list down what are the problems that you see your users will address. For example, let's say you mentioned that you want there to be a clear solutioning towards what is it that you want to wear, so that the returns and exchanges, these rates can be reduced. What are the exact problem statements that you are looking to solve? Is it that you want people to buy faster and buy correct? Is that the problem statement, or can you put it more clearly for your users to address? And then I would like to understand the, after discovering this problem, what is the MVP, the minimum version of the product that you see fit to go into the market. And before we get there, I still would want to understand which is your what are the demographics of this product. Like, are you planning to have this in Asia or Europe or America? Which area, and for which age group also are you planning to launch this for? Because let's say if you're launching planning to roll this out for teenagers in Asia or America, the GTM would be completely different versus if you are planning to do it for adults 30 to 35 in Europe, it would be a completely different GTM. Yeah.
I think primarily will be in Asia. So that will be the high penetration rate of e-commerce. So I think I'm based in Taiwan. I think Taiwan has a high
Got it.
penetration rate. Yeah, in e-commerce, and China as well. So, and I don't really know India, but however, I think the Asia, especially for the developing, for the developed country, we do have a high penetration rate of e-commerce. So, it will start with the high penetration area, and I think United States will be a good market as well, because they have a very mature like logistic and e-commerce solutions, and I think both like developed countries with high penetration rate of e-commerce.
Hmm. Got it. Got it. Yeah, in that
So
sense, I feel like for this demographic, defining the problem statement then more granularly would make sense, so that for even for someone who's trying to understand what the product is going to be about, that introduction could be more handy. Yeah.
and also, I think if the e-commerce is if there is a high penetration rate of e-commerce, and there should be high percentage that people use the secondhand marketplace. So you'll know that there is a high penetration rate of e-commerce, and there is also a high penetration rate of second hand market. So for example, I start with my online shopping like 20 years ago, and I think I started my secondhand uh, selling like 5 years ago during the COVID period. So I think there is a correlation of it.
Yeah. Got it.
So it's like it's basically the so it you're I'm going to try to see if uh the channel we have will be like currently based in Taiwan, and I do have my own channels and group chat, and however the size is really small because Taiwan is a like the population is not as large as China or Japan. So I'm trying to broaden the marketplace.
Okay. Understood. Eager to, yeah, definitely eager to look at the product and look at the other areas that you are planning with your product. Yeah.
So that's that basically, and uh is that the section? Okay. Well, okay, so 时间快 okay. So I think there's another a team are going to join this one, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Hi,
Hi there, Palak.
am I audible?
Yes, you are.
So I should start with the introduction, can I?
Yeah.
So I am Palak Thakur from Team Tangle Tate. Right now I am going to start with the introduction of our project, and that is we are building Nexa. So Nexa is an AI-powered opportunity navigator. There are thousands of scholarships, internships, grants, and mentorship programs, but they are just scattered across Google, scholarship platforms, LinkedIn, and individual organization websites. For example, a student is interested in AI might search Google for some scholarships and LinkedIn for internships and different platforms for mentorships and still miss opportunities that are perfect for them because of this big searching platforms. Nexa brings this together by understanding a user's profile, interests, and Google goals and helping them discover and connect with the opportunities that are relevant to them. So, in short, if I had to say, it is like a AI platform which is going to connect you with the people who are already in this field or doing something in that field. Like someone who wants to study in abroad and want to search for some scholarship according to their profile, Nexa is going to recommend them some people who are already in this field and going to tell them some scholarships that are actually can be useful for them. I created this platform. The main reason was that each and everything is totally scattered on other platforms. Like for scholarship you have to go to other platform, and for like people in the same field you have to go to LinkedIn and search about it. And because of this much thing you will end up getting late, and there are chances that you will miss the deadline. Okay, so right now I have a question that is right now we are trying to, our platform is just a prototype right now. So we want to know that how to build a reliable opportunity database at a scale. We are thinking of starting with manually curated and verified opportunities, then gradually automatic ingestion.
Yeah, Palak, before we get into solutionizing, first of all, great idea. I think this really would have a market. Which, my question number one is that which area, which demographic are you targeting? Which means that you have a particular location, geography that you want to solve this for, and what would be the age group that you want to start solve this for? Because that would widely impact the user journey that you build.
Yeah. So our primary target demographic is students and early career women. So I think I missed that thing that our platform is exclusively for women only, and it's for especially those who are looking for scholarships, internship, mentorships, grants, and career opportunities. Someone who is just genuinely want to come in this field, like.
Got it. And do you want to build this for a particular area, or do you want to keep it worldwide? Anything, any thoughts on that?
Right now we are just beginning this, so I think I would love to start with the like India only. Then if
Yeah,
it has a
that would
good
be
market
better.
and yeah,
Yeah, the reason I asked that, and I think that would be good, is that, see, if you're building a platform like this, you would have to also do the research as to how the student journey within this area would be. For example, in India, there are entrance exams through which, of course, students apply. In America, in the States, there's a completely different
yeah,
application process. People have to go through GRE, and then there's a
yeah.
personal essay. That's not the case in India. Anyways, before, like, that's something that you can start from a particular market. India could be a better one since we already have a big problem here to solve. And the second vertical for that could be students who are targeting to apply overseas, but students still based out of India. Now, my second question to you is that, before I get on to answer whether you can, and I'll do it quickly, whether how do you scale this, whether do you ingest information, or how do you get this out, is that what is the user journey that you want to be there in your first launch, the first value prop? For example, it could be an 19-year-old student who's just completed his MBBS and he's looking any give me a gold user journey that you want to solve on your via your platform.
So once we deploy the platform, we are going to market it. Like I am from BPIT, like a college. I am going to market it in my college only, and my other two teammates are from different college. They are going to like market in their friend group. They are like it
No,
is
no,
exclusive.
that was not my question. When you launch this, what is the one problem statement, one and only one user journey problem statement that you would want your users to solve from your platform? For example, if I am, let's say, Akanksha, I log in or sign up or log into your platform, what would I do that you would say that, okay, now you have achieved your golden user journey via my platform? What would that problem statement be?
Okay.
Would it be, let's say, me being able to find the right mentor, scholarship, or the right way to apply to a college? Do you have any one path, or you're thinking like multiple things to be solved?
Right now, we are thinking multiple things, but the main is that Nexa solves the problem of fragmented and personalized opportunity discovery, like helping people
Okay.
find and connect with the right opportunities and as well as the people in their fields without searching across dozens of platforms.
Got it. So then you could say that your golden user journey that you would want to promote is that a student or an early career professional who's trying to find the right set of mentors or the right scholarships, they find those opportunities quickly via your platform. So quickly
Yeah.
being the keyword here. See, these kind of problem discoveries, being able to be very clear about it. That's something that you would always want to do if you're in product. आज के टाइम में the solutionizing has become very quick, but be very clear with what is it that you want to solve. Okay, since we are short on time, to answer your question on how do you build your database, you have to build an aggregation module on your platform. What that means is that find a service, find some kind of scraper service that goes through all this publicly available data, and you'll have to run a cron job that does it on a time basis, so that let's say once a month, once a week, you scrape data from these platforms and you fill your database with it. LinkedIn also does it. That's why you see jobs and internships that are available even on other platforms to be there on LinkedIn as well. So you'll have to build an aggregation service, run a cron job to keep running that aggregator every now and then. That is how you ingest the, and then you'll have to build a search ranking program through which your platform would be ranking each search hits basis what I as a user am searching.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All the best. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Hi, ma'am. Hi. This is
Hi,
Anusha
Anusha.
Mohri, and I'm
Hi.
from Team Binary Brains. And we are building an app. It's called Ingredients. So, what Ingredients does is the problem statement is most of us we don't get time enough to read thoroughly the labels behind food packaging or medicines. So, we want the users to consume healthier and safer. So in Ingredients, the person uses the app to scan the labeling and packaging of food or medicine to find out what is healthy or dangerous for them according to their own user profiles that they will enter in the app. So they are going to enter their allergies or complications that they have, their age group, and the app will advise them according to the food packaging that if that current a particular food is safe for them or not, or if they're scanning a medicine. So this app has two parts: scanning food and scanning medicine. So if they're scanning medicine, then the app will be showing whether this medicine is fake or not, or whether it is good in good proportions for the user. So this is basically what we're building. And currently we are facing a bit of a problem in like in the login part of the app. So when we are trying to log in, we often face a problem such as forgetting our password. So I tried including the forgetting our password feature, and for that we needed to integrate an smtp into it to send the users an email that to reset their password. So that is not really like we're not able to do that. It's the AI that we are using, even that is failing to integrate that. So how can we do that, if any method?
In the sense that, so this mentorship session, I would want to first guide you on the product solutioning part of it. Regarding tech, I can share some guidelines. So it's a quick one. Let me just address that first quickly. Forgot password, when the user is clicking, are you generating any hash token or any encrypted token that you're sending to the user that gets decrypted when they click on the forget password link?
It's actually sending an email to the user, the
Yeah,
email that they're entering, and it's giving a link to the user to reset the password again.
correct. What happens when they click on reset?
The password gets reset in the database, and we can again enter that password and then log in.
So where are you facing the see? Forget password works in threefold steps. One, when the user says that they've forgotten the password. When they first click on it, then an email, as you correctly said, gets triggered to the authenticated user who said that they've forgotten the password. In the email that they've received, there's always a token. What that token does is that it associates the user with the session that should have been validated. So for that, you will have to create an encrypted token so that when they click on forget password, a link with the token gets generated, which creates a session. Once that session is created, there should be a new password, confirm password screen that the user then type, click on save new password, and then the new password is saved in the database, right? And then you can redirect them to the login screen in the same window. That is how it should be. So if you're using AI, ensure that the token generation is taking place. Now coming back to your product, first of all, I think it's a brilliant idea given the current revolution with food farmer and what's happening in Maharashtra as well. So kudos on that. I would like to understand how you're thinking on the hardware part of it. For example, you mentioned that you want users to be able to read their food labels as well as their medicine labels as well. So,
Yes.
how are you planning to scan that thing?
Yes, exactly. So we are using a camera inbuilt in the app, which will be using an image scanner to scan the label. And since most of us don't usually understand much of the chemical jargon or the medical jargon, we are going to scan that and then upload it to AI, which will be integrating into the app, which will read each ingredient, compare it with the user's profile, and then recommend whether the ingredients are safe or not.
Yeah, that sounds good. Sounds like appropriate. So I think it will be a basically a nominal text reading camera, because what you're looking for here is not in your MVP. You can just have the camera read the text and convert it into a text stored on the within the system. In iterative versions, you can also have an enhancement and build a barcode scanner or something like that, because on many of these food labels they say that scan this QR or barcode to read the full labels or things like that.
Okay, so one more question I had, that when we are like using the scanner, how do I make sure that the front end and the back end is actually communicating to upload the image, and it's not getting lost in the reset cycles. For example, if I reset the uh, website for a moment and it's getting lost, so how do I prevent the data from getting lost?
No, that question I didn't understand. Can you try and rephrase that once again? Where exactly? So let's talk about the user journey, and I think we have the other team in line as well. So we'll just take 2 more minutes, right? Your user starts with scanning the product. The ingredients or the medicine ingredients are stored in your app. What happens then?
The ingredients are then compared to the person's profile. The profile includes the allergies or the conditions, the age of the person, and it uses the AI to differentiate between different types of diseases that the person might have, and what type of food might be good for that person. And if it matches with the ingredients, then it gives it
Perfect.
as.
So, what you can do, think of it in 3, 4 steps and try to solve one step at once. Step one, user session creation. Create the user first before scanning anything, before because you want to scan the data. So, first, login, sign up, the basic thing. Start with that. Second, primary CTA, scan labels. When they click on scan, open camera, or ask them to just type the ingredients also. In MVP, you can have them type the ingredients also, no problem, or upload an image. See, if you upload clicked image, you can override camera thing, because then
Yes,
you
we
can
were
just
doing
build.
this for the lap. Like if you're doing it on a desktop device, then we would do an uploading image part, and if you're doing
You
it on
can do
a
it in
mobile,
phone also. Phones also can read OCR now. So
yes,
then the ingredients are read, and then you built your whole engine, the recommendation search, matching, and recommendation engine. So 3 parts. Think of it like that.
all
Yeah,
right.
all the best.
Thank you so much. It was nice talking to you, ma'am.
Nice talking to you.
Oh, hello, good afternoon, ma'am.
Hi, Rudra. How are you?
I'm fine. Ma'am, I am building a Hemdal, a personal assistant that runs entirely through messages on Telegram. Not an app, you have to open it. The idea is instead of managing different apps in your phone or in your laptop, remember everything by the app. I mean, you don't need to control anything, it will control everything
Okay.
in your phone. Yeah. So, what I was making, like, suppose in your
How is
telegram
it different from, let's say, Google Assistant or Siri on Android or iPhone?
in google assistant its memory is weak, you say something, okay, it is not mainly on your personalization, but my application is only value your personalization,
Okay.
like when you are writing an email, okay, my
Mm-hmm.
application will write everything like you write, not based on the other LLMs do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. So, do you have the first version? What features do you want in the
Yeah, yeah,
first
yeah, yeah.
one? Okay.
First version is basically, ma'am. Wait, I'm showing you something. How can I share this link from here? Ma'am, is it visible
Not yet.
now?
Mhm.
Okay, but
It's okay. You can talk to me about your problem. Let's. I can see it now. Actually, I was
okay,
able
okay.
to. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So let's do it again, please. Basically, we have to log in from here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because it is not hosted yet, and I have not any particular domain name, so that is why it is showing like this.
Yeah.
And here I am taking permissions of everything. Like now I am taking the permissions of create, compose. Every permission I need, I am taking from the user. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. At the last part, we are taking the number of the user. Now there is something problem for the fetches in code. Okay, but it is not fixable right now. So I am talking about it. So, ma'am, the problem is like when few users come, then it is working properly. But when multiple users come, uh, actually, it is not my code problem.
Hmm.
The Telegram is not responding.
Okay.
It is not telling that much
Okay.
user. Yeah.
No,
So
see,
what should I?
with scale, you'll scale. Always the problem is having more servers.
Yeah.
So I'm not
Actually, it
sure.
is rate limiting problem.
Hmm. Okay, so why don't you start with less number of users for the,
Yeah, ma'am.
or less
That
number
is
of,
the problem. We have to scale at the end.
yeah. Okay.
So, ma'am, I was just asking that can you help me to rightly pitch it to the judges, like they don't think it like another assistant app.
That's why I'm saying start with offering a value prop that no other AI agent is solving. Package it as the AI butler for your phone. Package it like that. So
Ma'am, it
let's say,
is mainly focuses on your personalization.
got it. So what does a butler do? If you know Batman had a butler, the butler always knew that what are the needs and asks of,
Like Iron Man's Jarvis. Yeah, my application is like that.
yeah, so why don't you place it like that? That in different to Google Assistant or Siri, this is catered to each user from right up front. For
Yeah.
example, when it wakes up, it already has your user data. It tracks your
Yeah.
health journey, your moods across all of the apps, and then it creates a personalized journey for your phone usage. If I open
Yeah,
it
ma'am. I
in the
thought about
morning,
to create
yeah,
another application for it, but for time I can't do that because creating a WebSocket server and the front
yeah,
end it takes time.
yeah. Correct.
That is the problem. I am using Telegram bot.
Okay.
So that's it,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. Got it. All the best. Let me know if you have any other issues. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello,
Hey there, Felicia. How are you?
I'm fine. How about you, ma'am?
I'm good as well.
Okay, in hindsight, my idea is pretty sentimental. It came from the fact that growing up, I moved around a lot, so I never had a fixed home, I would say. So I came up with this idea of creating a digital time capsule for people like me who have moved around a lot. They don't have a physical place to call home, even less to go back and bury a time capsule there. So I made it myself. I called it a chronosphere, and the purpose is you log in, you can write a letter to yourself, you can leave voice memos, you can leave pictures, you can also put your Spotify playlist, you save it, and it locks for a specific amount of time, so like from a few weeks to a year. And I really wanted to build this for those people who want to live something of themselves in this place. Everything is going so fast, the world is evolving so quickly. Not all of us have a chance to leave their mark in this place we've lived in. So you
Yeah.
can search for your specific location and drop your pin there. There's also the option of leaving a pin for a specific person. So like I have a little sister, I'm leaving for university soon. I want her to have something to think back for like from me. So I can tag her in that and she'll access it. And there's also the option to make it public globally. So at a specific time, maybe in 2028 or maybe when I graduate in 2030, these people can see, hi, this was my journey, and everybody can interact with it. So yeah, that's basically the idea.
Got it. It's, I must say, it sounds very exciting right from the start. I think the your positioning of this app as a time capsule, and you positioning it as the fact that the time is flying by really fast and we are all not really enjoying our memories, it makes a lot of sense. Tell me one thing though, Felicia.
Thank you.
When you say lock these memories, what does lock mean? Would I not be able to access it for uh, the time being?
Okay. So like you have the option of editing, but like from the concept of it itself, you have to leave it for a specific amount of time. So it would be locked. But there's also the option of editing. So in case you want to add more for that specific dates, there's
Got it.
and the
Got it.
specifically for the hackathon, I want to show the judges that there's the flash forward option. So like specifically for them, I will remove it afterwards, but you can uh fast forward on the app and be able to access your
Yeah,
memory
I
earlier.
think for the sake of the hackathon and to really position it as a grand launch, why don't you build a user journey wherein you show that um, someone who's, as you mentioned, you move around a lot. They've lived in a hometown for in a town for, let's say, 4 or 5 years, and they've made n number of memories. And those memories could be, they drag and drop a playlist or however you imagine your app to be functioning. They put in 6 7 pictures, videos, etc., etc., and they keep seeing the option of lock this time capsule now or do it later. Like, they keep seeing that. Once they are ready to lock that time capsule, show a beautiful animation or GIF saying that we are now wrapping up your time capsule, burying it in the ground, and keeping it safe until you're ready to visit it again. And you just put it across. That could be a great, user journey to show. Yeah.
Absolutely. In fact, I've built the prototype, so maybe I could take you through it right now
I
by
think
sharing my
I'm
screen.
not sure if we have enough time right now because another team is waiting, but I'm sure I'll see it in the demo, Felicia.
Okay. So I had like one last question.
Sure.
Um so I was thinking basically, I had this conversation with the people I was talking with too about my app. They said like, oh yeah, that's such a great idea and stuff, but like what if one day the site goes down? There's like everybody lose access to their memories and stuff. So I was like wondering if there's any ways that the users would be able to like lock it offline, basically download it offline.
Yeah, it might cause some privacy issues. That's not something that's usually allowed in social media apps as well. Why don't you build a visibility feature wherein you can build it on a media level or on a time capsule level, wherein you let the user select the visibility. Do you want it to be public? Do you would just like, Google Drive works or Google Docs
Yes.
work? Share it with public, share it with people who I share, who have the link, or share it with no one, something like that.
Okay, okay. Because we
So
do
build
have that
visibility.
public,
Yeah,
that visibility feature. Okay.
yeah.
So thank you very much for your comments. All the
Sure,
best.
Felicia. All the best.
Thank you.
Hello, ma'am.
Hey, Aisha.
So, ma'am, my project is basically I have to make an extension where when the user enable the extension, he can just select the text and the output text should be converted into the user's selected language. It saves the time and effort of the user to go to the translator, then convert it into their own language in order to understand that specific word or a sentence. So in this way, the our project the extension wellness lens saves this effort and time. And there is another feature, that is the read aloud feature. As that feature works with the selection too. When the user selects the test, the system read aloud it. So but I have some issues with the language here. Means when the user selects the text, it is read aloud in English, but I want the user also have the option to change the language for the read aloud feature. uh, but I didn't get it how exactly I can do this. I mean the
Hmm.
language.
You mean on an execution level or on a thought process level?
On the execution level.
I think on the execution level, if you're saying, do you want to give the read aloud feature before they export, right? You would want to give it before they export.
uh, Actually, when the user selects a particular text, for example, the user is at the website, and the website is another language which is different from the user native language, and
Yeah.
he wants to convert that specific sentence or a word in his own language, right? Or he wants like he is unable to read that text, so he wants the system to read aloud it. So when he selects the text, he got two options. The first one is the read aloud feature, and the second one is the translating one. I got the translating one feature. I use TTS Cloud for that purpose, TTS Cloud API key, so that that specific sentence is converted into the user selected language. But for the read aloud feature, it is converted. It The text is read in English, but uh, it is not. I want the system to read it in the user selected language, but that's not happening.
Hmm. So you'll have to find a service like 11 Labs, 11 Labs, but probably cheaper. Maybe there could be Bowl. I'll have to check it out which one is free or something like that. The way I could, so no one is doing it currently. Even Apple is not able to do it because even in Amazon Kindle, if you would have seen, once you select the text, they also say translate in other language, translate in English. It's great that you've built it in other language on select. If you also wanted to read it out aloud, you'll have to do it on click. On one click it won't happen, so you'll have to give some kind of an app trigger the after selection, wherein an icon or the trigger to that app shows saying that translate and then read it out aloud. When they click on that, you'll have to send it to a service like 11 Labs or Bowl or some service that I am not sure, I'll have to also check, which returns the translated text and reads it out aloud as well. So that service I'll also have to check. Let me see.
uh, Ma'am, can you give me just a minute? I can show you what I'm
Yeah.
actually doing. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so here is the extension named Wellness Lens. So when I enable it, I have enabled it, and from the extensions options, here I make a page is the Open Router API key that I use to translate the text. But for translation, it's not working. So I created the API key from the 11 Labs to convert it. I haven't tested because I'm currently working on it. But right now the read aloud feature is working is right this. I have select the text, and there is a read aloud feature and the translate feature. When I read aloud it, can you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so English, in English it is matlab, it is read
Working
in
correctly,
English.
but you're not able to translate it, right?
The translation feature is what I am working on, and
Okay,
I'm
got
sure
it.
I can do this. Basically, the problem is when I select the text, it converts the reading feature. It is
Yeah.
read in English, but I want it to convert. I want it to read
That's
in
what I
Hindi
said. Like
selected
you'll have
language.
to, yeah, first you'll have to build a service to translate, then read for this.
Sorry, ma'am.
You'll have to build a service to translate and then read out aloud in this one.
Right. So, ma'am, can you give me an idea how can I do this?
That's what I said. You'll have to use a, so you'll have to find a service in your area like 11 Labs or something, wherein you can send this text to that service first and it returns the translated text that you'll have to then read out aloud. Now, I'm not sure what services are available in your area. Look for services, type this exact problem statement probably into uh, Claude or Grok, and look for services in your area. In my region, there's 11 labs available that I can use, but I'm not sure what's available in your area.
Right. I'll try it, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay, all the best. It looks good.
Am I visible? Am I audible?
You're both visible and audible, Meghna. Hello.
Thank you. Hello. Hi, I am Meghna from Bite Size. Every participant in this hackathon vibe coded their project this weekend. Vibe Check is a tool that checks whether the vibes actually rendered correctly. AI Code Gen is great at rough layout and bad at exact values like colors, spacing, alignment, and everything. So we built a tool that takes your prompt, renders the AI generated code, and diffs the two. Not does it look different from last time like Percy or Chromatic, which are like similar tools to ours, but does it actually match what you asked for? It shows mismatches as like red, yellow, green, or like various colors overlay right on the screenshot and coaches you on what your prompt left underspecified and can run one AI assisted fixed pass automatically, which is capped at a single retry so that it never turns into an open ended loop, which is like bound to happen as AI hallucinate, as we all know. So right now it's a web tool checking visual and structural output. Paste a prompt, get a diff in the browser. But the real vision isn't just UI fixes; it's checking whether any vibe coded output matches its prompt. Function logic, API behavior, not just what's on screen. UI is where we started because it's the most visually obvious mismatch to prove the idea on, not where it ends. Next step is IDE integration, then CI. So it can catch this on every commit, not just like on just the UI fixes. And the way like Percy does for pixels for any kind of prompt to output drift, not just visual. We shipped accessibility checks and a retry loop, but left the CI or the IDE integration. So I had the question like, should we do that too, like before actually launching it, or is the website version like okay for like the just the prototype?
Can you tell me more about the both the versions? Let's start with the website version first. How do you
Okay.
think what how would the user journey look like for the website version?
Okay, so the website version, so like basically like there is a box wherein they can just like upload their prompt, and if they want they can even upload the output which was given by whatever AI tool that they have used, and then the AI which is like in of the website, it will like basically like just generate it will match and like just take out whatever like the mismatches exist between like whatever the prompt was and whatever the expected basically the expected output and the output which was actually given by the AI tool that the user has used. And then based on that it can even like suggest fixes in the prompts which might like help like actually get the output for now.
Okay.
But
Okay. And how on this website then how would the user communicate their problem statement that hey, I wanted to have this solved and the AI gave me this response? How
Mhm.
would they type in that question? How would that
Yeah.
happen?
uh,
Okay.
there is a box ki, like where you can just enter your prompt, and there I think they can like communicate with that AI, and then they can just continue with that, and the AI can just create a checklist of like what the user wants, and then based on that it can proceed with its process.
Okay, and what about the other version?
The other version is like where it will be integrated with whatever AI tools, but like the user is already comfortable with, like for example Claude, and it will be just a dev tool which will like work with like each and every prompt. So like no matter like what prompt it is, but then it will just like generate a checklist, and at like before committing it or like pushing it to Git, it will just check whether all of the expected things are met or not.
Okay, got it. I think Meghna, starting with the website version makes more sense. Just position
Hmm.
it as the fact that this will give a personalized, more sharp prompt basis the user's work portfolio as per what they are trying to solve. And the way you are building it differently is that prompts that are given by other AI models are generalized to a wider audience. You are selling a more sharp, more niche, more targeted prompt auditor. That's how you can position it
Okay.
as. Yeah,
And
you
like,
can
is
even.
there? Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Go ahead.
And like, is there any like more advice? Like, what do you exactly feel about that idea?
I
Like, is it
think
something which people use?
the fact that, see, prompt I can get corrected or audited even by other AI tools today. I can ask Claude or ChatGPT to also give me a prompt.
Hmm.
I think, yeah, the user journey or website could be that what platform are you do you want to instruct? Give a list of platforms there: Lovable, Bolt, Whisper, like whatever it,
Hmm.
Whisper Flow, what
Right.
all tools are there. Give an option for integrations as well, that import my data from I don't know, other platforms as
Hmm.
well, so that you understand the user well. And then basis that, build a user portfolio. Basis that, prompts are given for because today wherever I use any AI tool, I don't have the option to import all my data on the platform. So give that
Right.
option on your website, that import from 100 other platforms. We'll understand your user and we'll give you a prompt that is better catered to your use case.
Right. I will try integrating that. Thank you.
Okay, sure, all the best.
Thank you.
Hi, are you able to hear me?
Hi, Khadija. Yes, you are.
I'm not sure. Are the other members have they joined?
Okay.
I am working to help with like the product, so helping with like the um. Oh, okay, I see that the team leader has joined.
Okay.
I just wanted to ask, is there any advice you'd have for us in terms of like creating like a timeline to make sure that we're able to get the tasks done in time for the in
Yeah.
time for the like deadlines and stuff?
Yeah. Okay. Can you share across your product idea? What stage are you in building and execution?
Okay. I'm just going to give an idea. But once the other members join, I can
Okay.
I'll make notes so I can rebrief them on the um what we talked about, just because
Sure.
of timing.
Yeah.
But the idea which our team leader thought of was a she's joined now. Okay, she's here now.
Hello.
Hey there.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Kansha. Please did I get that right?
Yeah.
Yes,
You got
Khadija.
that
Yes.
right.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm glad to have you here. A bit on our idea. So our idea is clinical notes AI with team formidable. So the problem statement is clinical healthcare professionals spend a lot of time documenting clinical data, and that time can be invested into caring for patients. So what we thought was to try and create an app or a product that like takes audio of a professional while they're having a conversation with their patient, and then translate that to clinical documentation in a structured format. That's the main idea, and
Yeah.
that will
Sounds
help
brilliant.
reduce.
Sounds
And that
brilliant. I
will
think
help
it's a good idea. Talk me through it. Yeah.
reduce. So that will help reduce the timeline that's taken for documentation, and that time can be invested more in caring for patients. So we have reduced time for clinical documentation. That's the first thing. And then secondly, we also get to hear more, and we'll have reduced patient with time. So I work in the hospital. We have too many patients with people, and because of clinical documentation, you can spend more time on a patient. So using the app, instead of typing out your notes, just have your normal conversation and let the AI generate your notes for you. But the note is in a structured format because when we take clinical data, we consider the history of the patient, we consider their
Yeah.
examination, any
Yeah.
investigations they may have, others, yes. So that's basically the idea. Um, in terms of the tools that we are using, I was hopeful that Anushka will join us because she's the one creating the product. But we'll really need your help in how to go about it. So, what do you think will be the best tool that we can use in building this product? And aside that, we are also advertising it. How can we appeal to the public? Because this is mainly for healthcare professionals, whether doctors, nurses, physician assistants, and the like. And we are going to be launching this product eventually on Product Hunt. So how are we able to ensure that this product stands out not just to our target audience, which is the healthcare professionals, but also appeals to the general public and they're able to buy
Yeah.
into
I
it?
think Clarinda, and I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Correct me if
Correct.
I'm wrong. I think you should use a speech to text model first that's accurate for your region and your tonality, how your accent is there. For example, in India right now, there's bowl or there's 11 labs that going around. In your area, what are the speech to text models that are known to do this accurately. There's whisper flow that I can think of, so you can look for free dev models like whisper flow. Whisper large is there on GitHub that you can use, and on top of that you'll have to build a layer wherein let's say whatever repo you're using, whatever AI tool you're using, build a prompt guideline where you tell it that the translation that you're doing, it's for this particular user persona, which in this case would be a patient to doctor conversation. So you can feed in some kind of resources from the get go for the model, for the system to understand before translating, understand that these are the resources that you need to really understand. Feed it, you'll have to do some kind of knowledge base instructions to this model. What you will be building here would not just be a simple translating tool, it would be a voice assistant, translating assistant that's built for doctors, for the medical industry, for the hospital industry, in medicine industry in general, which understands what kind of words, what kind of vocabulary is being used in these conversations when the patients come in. So I would say start with choosing this model. My recommendation would be Whisper Large, just see if it makes sense. But in your prompt guidelines in your system, you can keep a basic prompt wherein you feed a repo of carefully curated medicine industry resource links from your region, your demographics, which you know understand your region correctly. It could be from the WHO or the world, let's say, healthcare organization, medicine organization that you rely on. Ask the AI to study from all of this and really understand how really patient doctor conversations go in. From there on, this will be your part one. So the problem statements, the solutionizing here would need to work in multiple steps. First, making the AI language model understand that it has to be an expert in understanding medicine conversations. So first, have that prompt ready in your system. Second would be the voice to text translation, for which you could use Whisper Large or some other tools which you know understands your which is known to be working well in your area. In India, it's 11 Labs or Bowl that's going on. And then the third part would be the syntaxing of the output that the AI gives. Now, that syntaxing would be a very important part of the output that you share with the medicine professional. So, for that, again, you might have to build 3-4 level of syntaxing catering to what kind of output a particular medicine professional is asking for. Do the hospitals have a guideline in place, or would you like to build something that they can customize themselves? And from there, on the get-go, you can have the medicine professional choose what action do they want to take on that. Do they want to study it more? Do they want to derive more actions out of it? You can think of on those lines. Yeah. Does this sound good? Yeah.
How are you doing it for them?
Yeah.
It sounds brilliant. So since we're doing it for the hackathon, and we want to create a prototype.
Yeah.
And it's not just me, but so my teammates, some are from Africa, some are from India, and we are liaising together. And it'd be hopeful that it could be more of a universal tool instead of just restricted to one country. So more of like a global tool that
No,
can be used.
that's
So
great. If that's the case, I think you can use 11 Labs. Try and use 11 Labs model, or there's Whisper Large. So there's one that I'm sending in chat. You can either check this one out, or let me see if I can find.
I think what I was thinking was that if it's hard to make it universal, since the purpose of now is like to make a prototype and then later on to scale the product, if we focus on like one like region or one tonality, maybe like in Ghana, like since that's where you're from, and then after I can branch that out later onto like other tonalities, that's something that maybe we could consider. Like, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's good. The reason I feel like starting from a niche is better is because the medicine industry, Khadija and Clarenda, is quite varied across these demographics. So when you're presenting your solution, it might be quite bang on that hey, you're solving this problem specifically for the Ghana region or for India region, because the industries are, there's no one unified way how these industries work. So I would suggest start from a, that's the problem that the voice AI industry is also facing, even when 11 labs is doing so well, which is that the voice to text transcription is not uniform across regions. I would say pick up a certain specified niche, specified area that you want to solve for. It could be India. If you're doing it already for India, do it for India. But say that you found a voice AI model that works well for India. You know the medicine industry here. You know that the doctors, once the, you know the insurance policies here. That also, right? In the States it's different. In India it's different. In Africa it's
Yeah.
different. You know the insurance policy. That's why you start with a particular region,
Mm.
not globally. Is my recommendation. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would love our team member that was like assigned to do the building and development to have been here, because that would have made it much easier since she's the one building the product, although I generated the idea.
Yeah, I
But
think she
all the
she had work.
skills, pardon?
Well, I think she had work today. That's
Okay, okay, okay.
yeah.
But all the same, I'll still send in this information to her and see how we can still work on it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, all the best. Looking forward to your demo. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the advice.
Thank you.
I truly am I audible?
Oh, sorry.
Yes, partly so.
Yeah. I think it's a bit slow, but